Dan Muser is in the corner there, of course, from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And they're standing up, so it means that here he is, the 47th Commander-in-Chief, President Donald Trump. Will toss it there live to the East Room at the White House.
Strong, they're strong, and they're great. These are great people, and thank you very much. This is a very important day because we're bringing back an industry that was abandoned, despite the fact that it was just about the best, certainly the best in terms of power, real power. And I'm very honored to be doing this. The countries went to beautiful, clean coal, and they've stayed there for many years, like China. China's opening 2 plants every week. Germany went green, very green. They went so green, they almost went out of business. Germany was finished. They went to wind. The wind wasn't blowing too much. And they went to all sorts of other things. You know, the Green New Scam hit Germany too. And guess what? Now they're back to coal. They're opening up coal plants all over Germany. We're the ones that aren't doing it. I call it beautiful, clean coal. I told my people never use the word coal unless you put beautiful, clean before it. Right, Doc? So we call it beautiful, clean coal. Beautiful, clean coal. So today, thank you. Today we're taking historic action to help American workers, miners, families, and consumers. We're ending Joe Biden's war on beautiful, clean coal once and for all. And it wasn't just Biden, it was Obama, and there were others. But we're doing the exact opposite. And all those plants that have been closed are going to be opened. If they're modern enough, or they'll be ripped down and brand new ones will be built. We're going to put the miners back to work. And I said I was going to do this. And I've said it loud and clear. And it's time to do it, and we need it. And I look at these people behind me. I don't want to have any arm wrestling contests with any of them, but they've had a little more practice with the lifting things, I will say. But they are great people, and I know them indirectly for a long. That includes you guys for a long time, and they're great people and with great families, and come from areas of the country that we love and we really respect. And I want to thank Secretary Doug Burgum for doing such an incredible job. From the day I met him, I knew I wanted to have him in my cabinet. He took a shot at running, and he was so good and so solid that he made no news. And that was good. But I saw him, and I saw his beautiful wife, Catherine, and I said that they're going to be a team. They are a great team, and they're going to be working for this country someday. And one of the first people I called after I won. So thank you very much. And along with the Energy Secretary, Chris Wright, and I was going to make Doug actually the Energy Secretary. And he said, sir, you have one person who's much better than me at this, Chris Wright. I said, who the hell is Chris Wright? I have no idea who he is. And then I learned that he's the most respected person in the energy business by far, far and away. For Doug to say that Doug's got a big ego, it was very tough for him to say that. Catherine was there, right? Catherine, you said, wow, I've never heard that before. But Chris, you guys are fantastic. Stand up. All three of you, please stand up. Yeah, that's a great team. It's no better team than that. And they're going to produce energy the likes of which nobody's seen before. You know, we need to do the AI, all of this new technology that's coming online. We need more than double the energy, the electricity that we currently have. You take all of the electricity in the country right now for houses, for buildings, for everything. We need to more than double it to be number one. We're now way ahead of everybody at AI. China's in second place, but way behind. And they're going to be producing a lot of energy and a lot of electricity for this. And so are we, and we're going to get approvals very fast. And I would say the man that's almost comparable to you in terms of the importance to this, maybe he's even more comparable. I hate to tell you, a guy named Lee Zeldin, who's a friend of mine for a long time. He was a great. Yeah. Lee was a great lawyer, and he ran for office, and he won immediately. I gave him a very important endorsement. He won for Congress in an area that was unwinnable. He couldn't have, they were all saying, why is he wasting his time? That's Democrat territory. And I liked Lee and knew Lee, and he ended up winning a seat in a massive upset. Nobody knew what happened, actually. And then he was there for a long time. How many years were you there? 8 years. Was very popular. And then he almost ran. He almost won the governorship of New York, which is lost by a few points, which was an amazing run. And I said, we got to get you in with us in some form. And we did. And he's head of the environmental agency, EPA, and doing a great job. And I said, if we have a nuclear power plant, Lee, can you get it approved in less than a month? He said, what? He said, I'll do it faster. And by the way, he'll do a fast job, but he's going to do also a great job. It's going to be an important job. We don't even smile about it. But, you know, I've been involved in the approval process for a long time, having been in real estate. And you go years and years and years for absolutely nothing. And even in those days, I used to say, you know, this whole thing could have been approved in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and it would have been just as good. But they take you down the path, and you spend years waiting, and then sometimes you get rejected. I wasn't rejected too much. I was the king of zoning. I did well, but it was such nonsense. It was so terrible. The process was so terrible. But this is the big leagues now, and he's the head person in the whole country, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you doing it. And already they're respecting you very greatly. So thank you very much, Lee. Great job. So we have a lot of senators and congressmen and women, and I'm going to just introduce the ones that I see here. Because you know, it's always a problem when I do this, because I leave one or two out, and that's the end. I never get their vote again. I never get their vote. It takes years to recover, but we'll give it a shot, because Senator John Barrasso, who's my friend and a great gentleman. Thank you very much, John, for being here. Thank you, John. Cynthia Lummis, fantastic woman who believes like I do, and she believes like I do in these people, right? She believes in them maybe even more than I do. That's pretty good from day one. Thank you, Cynthia. You're doing a fantastic job. Kevin Kramer, my friend. Where is Kevin? Because Kevin, I think he was here, because he had a problem, and I just will pay my respects. He wanted to be here so badly, but he had a difficult problem that he's working through, and we all love Kevin. John Hoven. John, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Steve Daines. Thank you, Steve. And Steve is a picker of great candidates. Like he picked a guy named Tim Sheehy, who's here. Where's Tim? Where is Tim? Thank you, Tim. And Tim Sheehy has turned out to be a wonderful senator, and that was your pick. And we went with it, and you were right. And we have a great one in Tim. So thank you, Tim. And thank you, Steve. Shelley Moore Capito. Shelley, thank you very much. West Virginia. From West Virginia, she has to you have no choice. Even if you didn't like it, you have to like all, right? But they were doing a number on you. They were doing a number on you with the coal stuff. And you have not only coal, but you have among the best coal anywhere in the world. So thank you very much. A friend of mine for a long time, I'm the one that got him to change his religion in a sense. He changed the party. He went from a Democrat. I said, Jim, you're not a Democrat. But he changed to Republican. He's one of the most popular Republicans and one of the most popular political leaders in the country, Jim Justice. I call him Big Jim. Big Jim Justice. But you look good, Jim. And he was in the business. And so am I doing the right thing? You would know better than anybody in this room. Am I doing the right thing, Jim? Huh? I think so, right? Thank you very much, Jim. Cindy Hyde Smith. Cindy, thank you, hon. Very good. Good job. People are going to be happy. And all friends of mine. Mike Lee. Mike, thank you very much. We have a lot of people from Congress, congressmen and women, representatives. Morgan Griffith. Morgan, thank you. Thank you very much. Bruce Westerman. Bruce, thank you, Bruce. Bob Latta. Bob Latta. Thank you, Bob. Good job. Troy Balderson. Troy, haven't seen you in a long time since that early race. I endorsed him before anyone knew who he was, and he ended up winning. That was another surprise, right? And that was a long time ago. Yep, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much, Troy. Carol Miller. Carol, thank you. Carol, West Virginia. Riley Moore. Riley. Hi, Riley. Thanks. Mike Boast. Mike, thank you very much. Troy Downing. Troy, thank you. Oh, he says something. What is it, coal? Is there coal in that bag? Huh? I like it. I'll take it right now. Thank you very much. Hal Rogers. Hal, thank you. Thank you, Hal. Andy Barr. Thank you, Andy. Good luck with everything. I hear good things. Troy Downing. Troy, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Troy. Hal Rogers. Oops. Harriet Hageman. Harriet. Hi. How are you, Harriet? We just left Harriet. This is one of the finest attorneys you will ever see. I have seen her in action, and she is brutal. I never want her against me, that I can tell you. Dan Muser. Dan. Thank you, Dan. Thanks, Dan. Good job you're doing. Wesley Hunt, my friend, too. Wesley, great. I love your commercial. Pete Stauber. Pete. Thank you, Pete. Great hockey player he was, right? Great hockey player. And a great gentleman just broke the record of Wayne Gretzky. The great one is Wayne Gretzky, but we have another great one too, huh? Just broke the record. It was great. Governor Greg Gianforte. Greg, nice seeing you. Good, Greg. Thank you very much, Greg. Bill Lee. Bill, thank you very much. Patrick Morrissey, West Virginia, just got elected. Mark Gordon. Mark, thank you. Thank you very much. And we have a lot of others, and I'm in trouble because I don't know. I got 5 or 6 others that I see quickly, but I'm just not going to do it. Don't hold it against me because we have to get back to the most important people in the room, these people. You know that, right? So the energy workers and the coal miners in the area that I'm standing on, and that's a lot of weight on this platform, so I don't know what's going to happen. I hope it's structurally designed for you guys. I don't know. But we have just really well-deserving, great American patriots, and it's such an honor to be here and making such a big move, such a bold move in energy. Because, for years, people were just bemoan this industry and decimate the industry for absolutely no reason, because with modern technology and all of the other things that we do, it's one of the great forms of energy. That's why other countries, leading countries, are using it, some exclusively. For 4 long years, Joe Biden and congressional Democrats tried to abolish the American coal industry. They did everything in their power while he was awake, which wasn't much, shutting down dozens of coal plants, banning coal leases on federal lands, and putting thousands and thousands of coal miners out of work, destroying their lives, actually, destroying their lives. I'll never forget when I went to West Virginia, which I won by 48 points, I think, right? Big Jim, I won by 48 points. But in the first campaign where Hillary Clinton was about 4 states too early, and she was talking about how bad coal was and how they were going to teach coal miners how to make widgets and gadgets and technology, which they didn't want to do. They want to mine. One thing I learned about the coal miners, that's what they want to do. You could give them a penthouse on Fifth Avenue and a different kind of a job, and they'd be unhappy. They want to mine coal. That's what they love to do. And she was going to put them in a high-tech industry where you make little cell phones and things. I don't know. Do you think he'd be good at that? I don't know.
I would be.
You don't want to be. And she was brutal about 3 weeks before, but then she had a problem. She went to West Virginia looking for votes, and that was a bad situation. You remember that? And there was a coal miner around the table with his family, and he was in tears because of what they had done to him and his family. And I hope he's still around, but that man made quite an impression on the world and the public. And we ended up winning in a great election, but we ended up winning by a lot. The Democrats' Green New Scam killed jobs and sent prices soaring here in America. But meanwhile, China opened 2 coal plants every single week, and other countries likewise went very strongly back into coal. Some of them never got off. Those are the ones that didn't have the problems. The Biden energy policy was to put America last. We want to be last. We got to be last. Not a good policy. Under my administration, we're putting America first. It's very simple. America's always going to be first. On my first day in office, I terminated the Green New Scam. I declared the national energy emergency and withdrew from the unfair, one-sided, and extremely costly to the United States only Paris Climate Accord. You know, under the Paris Climate Accord, we had a terrible situation. We would have paid over $1 trillion. Think of it, over $1 trillion. And Russia was paying almost nothing. Russia had a 1992 standard. China was paying nothing. China didn't kick in until 2035. This was 5 years ago. So they didn't kick in for many years. India had no standard whatsoever. But we had the highest standard you could imagine, and we had to start paying from day one, and we had to pay lots of money. We paid for everything. So I was not a big fan of the Paris Accord, and I let it be known, and I got out of it early. Then they went back into it, and now we get back out of it. And hopefully we can be there for a long time, okay? A long time, because it was a scam to take money away from the United States and actually hurt us very badly with coal and with other things. Now, under the executive order that I will sign in a few moments, we're slashing unnecessary regulations that targeted the beautiful clean coal. We will rapidly expedite leases for coal mining on federal lands, and these 2 gentlemen are going to do a real job of it. You've already started. And we'll streamline permitting. We will end the government bias against coal, and we're going to unlock the sweeping authorities of Defense Production Act, the Defense Production Act, to turbocharge coal mining in America. They made it impossible. I know a friend of mine has a plant. He said, you know, it's a shame. I'm ripping it down and I'm replacing it with another form of energy. I won't tell you because it's also very good, but it's not as powerful as this. He said, you know, the plant I'm building, the new plant, is literally half as good. It's no less, you know, it's not probably even as good environmentally, but he said it would produce half the power for more money, much more money. It'll never compete with that beautiful plant I have down the road, which was really a modernized coal plant. Well, he'll be happy to know that he can open that plant up very quickly, and it's going to produce a lot. But he was complaining. He said, this is so much better. He wasn't doing that as politicking me. He was doing that because that's what he felt. And he knew every form of energy. We talked about that. He knew every form of energy. But our government is going to do something that's very different. And I don't think even you two know about this. This was my idea from about 15 minutes before I got up here. We're going to guarantee that we have a strong business for many years to come, that your coal companies and your miners don't get all excited about their jobs. And then should a radical left liberal become president, they end the business right away, and somebody's built a plant and spent hundreds of millions of dollars in building a plant, and the plant is going to be closed because a Democrat got in or a liberal got in. They're opposed to coal, and Republicans are very much for it. Clean coal. And we're going to give a guarantee that the business will not be terminated by the ups and downs of the world of politics. So should somebody come in to this very important office and say, oh, well, you spent hundreds of millions of dollars and you guys have given up your life because you want to be in coal, and then all of a sudden you don't have a life anymore because it's what you know the best. That's not going to happen. We're going to give a guarantee that it's not going to happen, so that if somebody comes in, they cannot change it at a whim. They cannot just going to go. They're going to have to go through hell to close you up. All right. So that's pretty good. We're going to give that in the form of a guarantee that we're writing on right now structurally and from a legal standpoint. So your investments are going to also be protected. And you're going to have no reason to be concerned about your future, your life, or your investment if you're a miner, as this great governor was a miner. Actually, he was one of the larger coal miners. He could fit up here very easily, you know, Big Jim. But he was a great success. But they were very, very tough on him, and he did a beautiful job with a beautiful product. Already under our leadership, the Department of Interior has approved the expansion of the Spring Creek mine in Montana, supporting 280 coal mining jobs and unlocking over 40 million tons of coal. And there's more to come. Spring Creek, big one. And there's more to come in the states of Wyoming, Alabama, Utah, North Dakota, and many others. West Virginia, I can't believe they didn't put West Virginia down. It's lucky I mentioned that, right? Can you imagine if I didn't mention West Virginia? I would have been in big trouble. They didn't mark it down here. Good to have a president like that can pick that up, right? You think Joe Biden would have picked that up? I don't think so. Gee, they didn't mention West Virginia. I don't think so. I don't think he'd be standing up here either. The value of untapped coal in our country is 100 times greater than the value of all the gold at Fort Knox. And we're going to unleash it and make America rich and powerful again. Under this order, I'm also directing Secretary Wright to use billions of dollars in federal funding to invest in the next generation of coal technology, which is an amazing technology in terms of getting the full potential of coal and also doing it a very clean, environmental way. Pound for pound, coal is the single most reliable, durable, secure, and powerful form of energy there is on Earth today. It's a big statement. You never hear those statements, you know. You've never heard that before from a politician, have you? Well, maybe from that politician, but not too many. But that's the way it is. I say it again. Pound for pound, coal is the single most reliable, durable, secure, and powerful form of energy. It's cheap, incredibly efficient, high density, and it's almost indestructible. You could drop a bomb on it, and it's going to be there for you to use the next day, which you can't say with any other form of energy. You're virtually indestructible. Most importantly, we have more of it here in America than anywhere else on Earth. We have more coal than any other country. You go to Australia, they have fantastic amounts of coal. You know who they sell it to? China. They sell it to China. They're nearby. They sell a lot of it to China. But we have more than anywhere else on Earth. We also have more liquid gold than anywhere on earth. So we're really an energy behemoth, but we're unleashing that also. That's going to be another part. But I didn't even want to mention that. It's not down here because I didn't want to mention today is about clean, beautiful coal. So I'm going to give this to you. This big guy. Should I give it to him? Yeah. No, you take that.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. For example, we believe it's possible to extract enormous amounts of critical minerals and rare earths, which you know we need for technology and high technology in the process of coal mining, making in America the mineral superpower of the world, actually. In addition, I'm instructing the Department of Justice to identify and fight every single unconstitutional state or local regulation that's putting our coal miners out of business. And we are withdrawing all of those objections from our government today. It's all being withdrawn. So all of you people that have been fighting for your lives, we are withdrawing all of that today. We have excellent lawyers, excellent. Have you noticed that lots of law firms have been signing up with Trump? $100 million, another $100 million for damages that they've done. But they give you $100 million and then they announce that, but we have done nothing wrong. And I agree, they've done nothing wrong. But what the hell? They give me a lot of money considering they've done nothing wrong. And we'll use some of those people, some of those great firms. They are great firms too. They just had a bad moment. But we're going to use some of those firms to work with you on your leasing and your other things. And they'll do a great job. I think they're going to do a fantastic job. And for those of you that want to know the tariffs, you've been hearing about tariffs, we're taking in almost $2 billion a day in tariffs, $2 billion a day. And we're doing very well. And we're doing very well in making, I call them tailored deals, not off the rack. These are tailored, highly tailored deals. Right now, Japan is flying here to make a deal. South Korea is flying here to make a deal, and others are flying here. I mean, my only problem is I'm not sure I have enough. We're going to have to use those great law firms, I think, to help us with that. But we're going to probably do that, actually. We're going to use them, and we're getting them for the right price because we need a lot of talent. We have a lot of countries coming in that want to make deals. If I told them about making those deals 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 5 years ago, they'd be laughing at us. Now they're all signing up. Mike, you know that. So it's going to be a great thing. But we're think of that, $2 billion a day. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money even in the coal business, isn't it? Huh? It's a lot of money. And America's going to be very rich again very soon. You're going to see that happening. You see it all along. And it's so that whole situation that, you know, it was somewhat explosive. But if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be talking the way we're talking right now. It's been amazing what's happened. Sometimes you have to mix it up a little bit, but we've had great consideration. We've had talks with many countries, over 70. They all want to come in. Our problem is can't see that many that fast, but we don't have to because, as you know, the tariffs are on and the money is pouring in at a level that we've never seen before. And it's going to be great for us. It's going to be great for other countries. We've been ripped off and abused by countries for many years with the tariff situation. They've used tariffs against us. We didn't use tariffs against them or in any way. I mean, we just didn't use them of any monumental proportion. And so we are doing it now. We have tariffs on cars. We have tariffs on lumber, tariffs on steel and aluminum. Steel plants are going up because of it all over the country. We have 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. And I think the steel workers like me even more than the coal miners like me. I'm pretty sure that that's true. We have, instead of having no steel business, I put them on originally in my first term. We wouldn't have had one steel mill in the United States if I didn't do that. And now we upped it, and we not only are we taking in a lot of money, but we're protecting our workers, our steel workers. We're protecting our steel industry. And one thing you know, that steel and things like steel you need, because you need it from a defense standpoint. You need steel for your tanks and your planes and your everything. And certain industries you can get away with not having, but others you need, and steel is one you need. So I want to let you know that's in full force and effect. And literally, as we speak, I spoke to executives in the steel industry over the last few days, and they're all coming in to build plants in the United States of America, because if you build them in the United States, you have no tariffs to pay. There are no tariffs to pay, zero. If you build them outside using outside labor and hurting our businesses, and you send your product in, you have to pay a price for that, and they will be having tariffs, as you know. It's an amazing thing. This has been something used against us for many years by other countries, China in particular, but others, not just China, others, and taken advantage of us, ripped us off, and left us for dead, frankly. And I believe if I didn't become your president, I believe that this country would have had problems like they've never had before, because it was serious damage in so many other ways. Not only the border, where people came rushing into our country from prisons and jails and mental institutions, murderers, drug dealers, and some vicious criminals. 11,088 murderers came into our country. We have to get them out. We're getting them out. 11,088. Of that number, half committed murder on more than two people. And this is what they allowed into our country with their open border policy of lunacy. And we're taking care of that, just like we're taking care of you today. We're taking care of that. I want to thank Christine Noem and Tom Homan for doing an unbelievable job. The whole thing is, what the job they're doing is incredible. It's really an unforced error. It should have never happened, that we have to be spending such time and resources, Mr. Senator, right, on getting people out of our country that shouldn't be here. I mean, literally from mental institutions, insane asylums were opened up and emptied into our country. Prisons from all over the world, not just South America, prisons from, think of this, from Africa, the Congo, a lot of people from the Congo, prisons in the Congo, prisons from Asia, from all over were opened up. And I knew that when I heard it was an open border policy. I said, if you do that, every country is going to be dumping people that they don't want into our country. And that's what's happened, but we're cleaning it out. And the courts, we had a good decision, as you know, from the Supreme Court, allowing us to do that. We have judges that didn't want us to do it. We have judges that wanted the very evil gang members from Trendy, Iroquois, and MS-13. They didn't want them taken out of the country and put in very powerful prisons. When you look, you've all seen those clips, pretty amazing clips. But I want to thank El Salvador. They've done an incredible job. But we've been fortunately winning those cases. But we have judges that are out of control that say, oh, bring them back. We don't want them back. Can you imagine? You spend all of that time, energy, and money on getting them out, and then you have a judge that sits there, a local judge who sits there, federal judges sit there and says, no, bring them back. One was brought back, or they want to bring him back because he wasn't a member of Tren de Iroquois. He was a member of MS-13, which is just as bad. So they misidentified him, but it sounds to me like he was a member of MS-13. So they want him brought back because he wasn't treated properly. It's we got to be smart. Our country's got to get a lot smarter than it is, but we have to give the people that are empowered to do this kind of work, and it's not pleasant work. We have to give them the option of making our country great again, and that's what they're doing. And I have great respect for those people, and they're doing it out of love. They could get a much easier job. They're doing it out of love for our country. It's so important. Just like I'm doing this with coal today for love for our country. Earlier this afternoon, I signed another executive order to strengthen our electric grid by ensuring that coal-fired power plants are always available to meet surging demand for electricity. Unlike wind and solar, coal plants can run 24 hours a day in rain, sleet, or snow, and you will not be subject to the incredible blackout situation that's taking place in California, where they have blackouts all the time. It's an amazing thing with California. They have blackouts and brownouts at levels that nobody's ever seen before. And all they want to do is keep going the way they're going. And they're doing a very poor job. As you probably heard, I released billions of gallons of water going in from upstate California, from the most northern parts of California. Probably comes in from Canada to a certain extent. Thank you very much, Canada. We appreciate it. And I released it. It was being sent out to the Pacific Ocean. I've been working on Gavin and some of the politicians for years, and they didn't want to do that because they were protecting a smelt, a fish that was perhaps in trouble, but it's not unique to that area. And because of that, you had numbers, you had fires. Nobody's ever seen anything like what happened. Think of what it would have been like if you had fire hydrants that had water in them, if you had sprinkler systems in houses. A lot of these luxury houses where they had beautiful sprinkler systems, there was no water. They had no water to put out the fires. Water is very good for putting out fires. You know, they just didn't learn it. But we now have millions of gallons, billions actually, they say, of gallons of water pouring into California from the Pacific Northwest, I guess they would say, mostly Pacific Northwest, but other parts of the northern sections of California and beyond. And it's a beautiful thing to see. I saw a picture of it this morning. The water's just flowing down there. I said, why didn't they do this? I told them to do it. My first term, I said, do it. And I don't know. I think the second term is just more powerful. They do it. When I say do it, they do it, right? And we actually had to do some pretty strong things to get them to open it up. They had, think of this, they had all that water pouring out right into the Pacific. They had a big valve, like a giant valve as big as this room. And they turned the valve, takes 1 day to turn it, and they face it toward the Pacific Ocean, and the water, all that was coming down, all millions and millions of gallons coming down, they put it into the Pacific Ocean, which for the Pacific Ocean is like a drop of water. But for California, it would have been unbelievable. So we did it. I'm very proud of the fact that we did it. We did that against a lot of heat and a lot of environmental nonsense. From now on, we'll ensure that our nation's critically needed coal plants, as an example, remain online and fully operational. They're always going to be operational. And again, we're going to have guarantees that government cannot close them down, close you down, and destroy your lives. To that end, I'm also instructing Secretary Wright to save the Choy coal plant in Arizona, big plant, which has been slated for destruction. We're going to keep those coal miners on the job. Going to tell them to just remain calm, because we're going to have that plant opening and burning the clean coal, beautiful clean coal, in a very short period of time. You know all about that, right? That's a big one. As part of our historic deregulatory efforts this afternoon, I'm also granting immediate relief to 47 companies operating 66 coal plants, very big ones all over the country, recusing and making them available for coal production almost in the immediate future. But we're going to be crushing Biden-era environmental restrictions. These are restrictions that made it impossible to do anything having to do, frankly, with energy, even beyond coal. It's really beyond even coal. We have clean air, we have clean water, and now we have clean coal. And at the same time, we're gonna do other things and with other forms of technology and also energy, like our country has never really seen before and never been known to do before, because of all sorts of restrictions having to do with the Green New Scam, which, by the way, was devised by somebody that never even studied. You know that they never even studied anything to do with the environment. It was a young congresswoman. She came up with the idea. And based on that, I guess we only have, well, actually, we should have all been gone, because they gave us only a few years left on Earth, right? Right, Greg? We were going to be gone. We're all going to be gone. the environment. No, what they have to worry about is the nuclear heat. They don't have to worry about environmental heat. They have to worry about nuclear heat. And if we're smart, we're working on that right now with others having to do with Iran and some other countries. But that's the heat you're going to have to worry about. You don't have to worry about the air is getting warmer. The ocean will rise 1/4 of an inch within the next 500 to 600 years, giving you a little bit more waterfront property. They say this is going to, these guys can handle that. The nuclear, we have a bigger problem with, right? So we're going to make sure that that's safe. We're going to make sure that that's safe. With us today are some of the amazing workers who will benefit from these policies, the policies that we're doing and so proud of doing, including Jeff Crow, a miner from West Virginia. Jeff, would you come up and say a few words? Jeff, come on up here, Jeff.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. President. I want to first thank you for having me and my fellow miners here. It is an honor and a privilege to be a part of today's events. I believe this past November that America clearly spoke about what we wanted for our country. It is reassuring for Americans to have a president in office who will truly put the United States of America above all else. Thank you. With putting America first, you have spoken numerous times about energy independence. I believe most don't understand the importance of that. Coal is one of the major factors in energy independence and accounts for a large portion of America's energy. Coal is one of the most reliable and cheapest forms of electricity. For too long, coal has been a dirty word that most are afraid to speak about. Most of those that would speak negatively about coal do so from an uneducated standpoint. Many are unaware of the engineering and technology that are used in today's mining to create a clean, energy-efficient product. All of this is done while using the safest practices in the industry. Speaking for West Virginia, coal provides approximately 50,000 jobs for those that work in the mines and the businesses that support them. It also accounts for over 50% of West Virginia's export product. To name a few, we employ engineers, teachers, physical therapists, accountants, truck drivers, high school and college graduates. All of these occupations and graduates have turned to the coal industry to provide a better way of life for them and their families. Everyone in our industry works long hours and days to provide a reliable energy product, and too many times it goes unnoticed. I've personally worked in the industry for 23 years. I choose to do this daily to provide my wife and children with a life that they deserve. Prior administrations have done all they could to eliminate the coal industry. Sorry, one second, I'm getting there. In my opinion, they have done so with an unethical and uneducated approach. But we are still strong, we are still here, and we are still needed in order to make America great again. Having a president and an administration that understands the need and importance of coal is more than appreciated. It gives the industry a form of reassurance to know that we have a president in place that supports us. For my family to the over 3,000 employees of ACNR, and for the coal companies, miners, and businesses throughout our great country that rely on the coal industry, we say thank you for your continued support. I personally thank you for what you do for our country and for our industry. It has been my pleasure to be here today to help you usher in the golden age of America.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
You did a good job. Let me have that speech. I want to have that.
Yes, sir.
I had a couple of good lines in there. I want to keep them. No, actually, what I want to do, I'm going to sign it for you. because I mean, he worked hard. Look at it, and look how good his eyes must be to read that.
I lost it once.
And hopefully you can sell it tonight for a lot of money.
No, sir, I'll keep that one.
That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jeff. And also with us is Tony Campbell of the East Kentucky Power Cooperative. And Tony's quite a gentleman and very respected in the industry. Come on up, Tony. Thank you.
Mr. President, on behalf of East Kentucky Power Cooperative, the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association, and electric cooperatives across this America, thank you for your leadership to restore American energy dominance. Electric co-ops keep the lights on for 42 million Americans across 56% of the land mass. We are owned by the communities and businesses we serve and provide electricity to growing communities, new data centers, and manufacturing plants. Mr. President, electric co-ops are powering America, and we are proud to partner with you and your administration to power America into the future. Our electric cooperatives in Kentucky understands the importance of reliable, affordable, and American-made energy, especially coal and natural gas. Coal fuels most of the electricity generated by our cooperative. America must keep coal plants open and running to ensure reliable electricity when we need it most. To meet growing demand over the next decade and ensure fuel security, America will need more always available electric generation power, such as coal. And we want to recognize the hardworking American men, women that support our mission. To all America's line workers, our coal miners, thank you for your dedicated service to our country. Affordable and reliable electricity is the cornerstone of our economy, especially American manufacturing. However, too many government leaders have pushed policies that have made our electric grid significantly less reliable and our energy too expensive. That begins to change now. Your actions today will prevent the premature closing of essential power plants and help us meet tomorrow's energy needs. And they will help us continue to deliver reliable, safe, and affordable electricity. Mr. President, thank you in particular for providing immediate, much-needed relief from the Biden EPA regulations that would force the shutdown of critical coal units. Finally, I want to say congratulations on the all-star energy team you've assembled. Electric co-ops have already been working with Secretaries Burgum, Wright, and Rollins, and Administrator Zeldin, and we are excited for all we can accomplish together. Mr. President, thank you again for your actions today and for your support for the electric cooperatives as we work to keep the lights on in America. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much, Tony. Appreciate it. Every day under the Trump administration, we will continue to lower costs for American families, create jobs for American workers, and very importantly, unlock unlimited amounts of affordable American energy, including, as I said, and I'll say for the last time, beautiful, clean coal. Our country is blessed. Our country is blessed with the most abundant natural resources on earth, as nobody has what we have. And we're going to use it too. We're going to use it in a very responsible way. Together, we're going to tap that magnificent potential to give our people the glorious future that they deserve, better than they've ever had in the past. I mean, they had a good future. A little, if you look 20 years ago, they thought they had a good future, and it was ripped away from them, torn away from them with nonsense. And we're not going to let that happen. This is going to be a glorious future for them. And I want to thank everybody for being here. And I want to thank you and you and you and that whole group and our senators, by the way, and our great congressmen and women for being here in such a large number, because you've been helping us make these decisions. These are big decisions. And this is a really big one. And this is one that's going to be, I think we're going to look back and with great pride at what we've done today, not just in putting people to work, but at really reawakening our country. And thank you very much. And thank you all for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Come on up.
Mr. President,
Yes.
we have 4 items prepared for your signature this afternoon, sir. The first of these executive orders it may be one of the most significant executive orders of your administration thus far. This directs all departments and agencies of the federal government to end all discriminatory policies against the coal industry. This ends the leasing moratorium that prevents new coal projects on federal land, and it's going to accelerate all permitting and funding for new coal projects to allow the coal industry to flourish under your leadership, sir.
That's great. Thank you. Okay.
Sir, there are currently dozens of coal plants in America that are in imminent danger of being forced to close based on unscientific and unrealistic policies enacted by the Biden administration. What we're going to do is essentially impose a moratorium on those policies taking effect to protect coal plants that are currently operating, to ensure that they're able to continue producing power and continue providing jobs to Americans in the coal industry.
Right. Thank you very much. Okay.
Sir, you've made grid reliability and security a key focus of this administration. This executive order is going to promote grid security and reliability by ensuring in part that our grid policies are focused on secure and effective energy production and energy transmission, as opposed to woke policies that discriminate against secure sources of power like coal and other fossil fuels. Lastly, sir, one of the biggest problems we have in this space is Democrat states, radical leftist states, enacting policies and enacting an agenda that discriminates against coal, against secure sources of energy. Many of these policies are unconstitutional and illegal. And with this executive order, you're going to be instructing your Department of Justice to vigorously pursue and investigate these state policies that we believe are illegal or unconstitutional.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great job. He went to Harvard when Harvard was good. It was a while ago. Let's hand these out to the guys.
Tariffs, sir. Well, some great moments there in the East Room of the White House. Hello, everybody. It is almost the top of the hour. We just saw President Trump sign a number of executive orders, all to make America energy independent again. So awesome that when the president takes that time there to shake hands of everyday Americans, it's not just saying hello to the vice president and to those that are maybe known in Washington. It's about all of us. And that's what's awesome about this president. It was great to see him there. And in just about an hour, we'll have more coverage with President Trump. He's on his way then to a dinner tonight. We'll have it live right here. It's the National Republican Congressional Committee dinner. So at 6 o'clock Eastern.
Hey, y'all. I'm at I-78. Yeah, successful just a little bit. You know me. I'll let people say, what it is they need to say and get things off their chest. This is a safe space to free speak your mind and free yourself. So yeah, they show up every now and then. But all right, y'all. All right, Yvonne, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. So we have just watched the president sign into executive order a couple of things in regards to energy production and coal mining. So what is it with this Thanksgiving? What is it with the Thanksgiving dinner? Derek, can you let me know? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me, because we want to hear about the girl. We want to make sure she okay. Anyway, so I lost my whole train of thought. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm concerned about this girl. President, yeah. So he has signed an executive order. Okay, cool. that is going to eliminate a lot of the current regulations in regards to coal mining and the burning of coal. His hopes is that with those regulations being eased, that is going to allow for that is going to allow for greater production and for the energy that is going to be created with that to then be able to be used in these new plants and businesses that he is hoping that the tariffs are going to bring here to the United States, and with that increased jobs for the American people and take us back to being great again. These are his words, not mine. Okay, so you said, okay. Me too, man. All right, I want to know. So, Derek, if you see that, come up and let us know what's going on. Because that's craziness. You out minding your business and you just get jumped on. It got to be some more to the story, but that's craziness. Hold on, this girl's a teenager. She got jumped by 3 kids and an adult. Oh no. That's tacky. That's tacky. That's real tacky. I mean, like, did they literally? Hold on, y'all. We sidetracked, but we gonna get back to it. I mean, like, was she just, you know what I'm saying, minding her business and they jumped, you know, ran up on her, or was it some, you know, saying some adversarial conversation going? Like, what happened? That's crazy. What's going on, Green Beans? What's going on? So actually, with the tariffs, the importer is charged with paying the duty to import. Yeah, but he said, you know, if you want to get around all that successful MD, all you got to do is open up a plant and manufacture your stuff here in America. So if they take that option and build a plant with these restrictions on, you know what I'm saying, the coal production, that would aid them in, you know what I'm saying, powering the plant. So that's how that's supposed to, you know what I'm saying, play into that. Supposedly. Well, no, I mean, nobody said it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, as far as that part quick and easy, but as far as plants that were forced to shut down because of the, you know what I'm saying, previous, you know what I'm saying, restrictions opening up, as he, you know, kind of explained in the, you know what I'm saying, in the conference, they can reopen those plants without too much expense and, you know what I'm saying, work. So, I mean, you can at least get, because what did he say? Currently it's 44 companies that have a total of 66 plants that are currently not, you know what I'm saying, that are currently out of business. But with this executive order, they can get them 66 plants up and running. So potentially, you know what I'm saying, if all of this go through, they could be up and running by the end of the summer. If it take that long. Full function by 2026. Okay. We know. Unless you open up a plant and start the manufacturing here in the States, he will then cut your tariffs off. So, I mean, again, if, you know what I'm saying, he signed this, then you can get these 66 plants working up and running. I mean, those are jobs. And like he was saying, especially in West Virginia, I mean, they've been mining coal for generations. That's literally all they know how to do. So, I mean, you get them up and running, and let's just say half of that 66 is in West Virginia. That's 33. And let's say you need 10,000 people at each plant. That's for that particular state. That's a significant number of jobs. Them people in West Virginia will, because that's all they know. Literally, that's all they know. It's coal mining. They'll do it. We say a lot of trucking companies folded these last 5 years, had to be connected to some of this. Yeah, because it depends on what they were hauling. Yeah. Because I mean, with coal, you can't, you gotta ride it somewhere. You can't, you know what I'm saying, compress it. I mean, you not in large amounts. You can't compress it and try to fly it nowhere. That yeah. Where we getting the wood from? Successful? Because where I live, it's about illegal to have trees. Where we getting this wood from? You said Trump was getting it done. Gas is $2.65 here in Vegas. Eggs went down 40%. We was talking about that earlier, Adrian. We were on we were watching the trade rep Greer testify, and he was talking about that. And I was saying that where I am, I've seen gas and the eggs go down. So I mean, it's starting to trickle. Okay, you in Arizona, man, Arbor? Okay, the forest and the sons, logging is a big business in America. Okay, so if we selling the lumber, how we gonna turn around and burn it? I mean, we would have to decide, we're gonna sell it or we're gonna burn it. Okay, restart. Y'all try not to shot. Oh. Reproduce trees. You know how long it take to grow trees? He said it's all done domestically. Okay, but I mean, it take a minute to grow some trees. Y'all, when I tell y'all a mosquito bit me right in my throat, this is not funny. You see, I love the tariffs. It's not affecting my IRA, Roth, or budget at all. Okay. All right, Adrian. I hear what you're saying. Said we've been making toilet paper forever. I mean, this is true. This is true. How about you just use a rag and then you don't need toilet paper? Isn't there 16 egg counts as well? Huh? You never see. Give me for purchase? You never seen 16. Seen 18, but not 16. I bet sports for a job here in Vegas and it's having no effect. Life goes on, and so does the tariffs. Okay. What do you think they used before toilet paper is successful? Yeah, I see 18 as well, Man Arbor. Right now, I'm only seeing 18 in I sent it to you, Derek. I've only seen it in regular eggs. I'm bougie thanks to my grandma, so I use jumbo eggs. And prior to the pandemic and the bird flu, you could get an 18 or a 24 pack of jumbo eggs. Child, 12 is all you gonna get if you can find them now. 3 rows of 6. Yeah, I know we're not in the 1800s, but I mean, again, you're not gonna be able to click it in the vertical, so you got to check your text messages. But yeah, my thoughts on the elimination of the IRS. I don't think that that's gonna be something that will be forever and a day, until we take our last breath. But if it was, if it is something that he is able to get past, I would suggest y'all take full advantage of it. Take full advantage, especially, you know what I'm saying, if they, get it where everybody start with a zero slate. So if you owe taxes, we're gonna wash that clean so you can stop making them payments. You're not gonna have, taxes come out of your check. I would seriously advise you sit down and get a plan together. You go use that tax money to, pay off some debt and go from there. So, if something should happen in the next administration, just able to reverse that. And once it's kicks back in, it's not having a devastating effect, because for one, you've already paid. You've either paid your debt off or you've paid it down drastically, depending on how much you have. And even though those taxes are gonna be coming out again, you're gonna be straight. So I'm for it personally. I'm for it. So especially because I'm single with no kids, so that would definitely help. What you say? Most rich people have always finagled the tax system. It's the blue collar workers that have suffered. Listen, I've only gotten into the minimizing this liability the last couple of years. So listen, I can definitely still take advantage a little bit. You said you read an article that the tariffs are going to lower our debt. You mean individual debt or the country's debt? Because hey, it is what it is. Y'all know I'm missing my soap opera. Hold up. Nationally. Yeah, that would definitely be well, if it's just like if it's just like if you running a business and your incoming is more than your outgoing, and then after you subtract, all your expenses, whatever you got left, you use that to pay the debt down. It makes sense to me. It makes sense. Standard accounting, which I don't like to do it, but I understand. Okay, John said, this feels like a time to take advantage to set your life up to whatever you want it to be. This is what I'm talking about, John. There will be some painful times for a while. Well, that's with anything. But again, do you want to, go through a little bit of something now and be straight for years to come? Or you just want to continue struggling now and for years to come? But again, if everything you got is riding on the stock market, you already at a loss. You already at a loss. Right. Without struggle, there's no progress. Well, wait a minute. Let me take that back. Without struggle and without a plan, discipline, and struggle, there's no progress. Because there's some people that just be struggling and never get anywhere. That's because they have no plan and no discipline. But yeah, absolutely. If you are in a position, where you can get some sound advice, you have time to do some research, and you have an idea that you want to try to get going, definitely get you a business. Definitely. Those of y'all who know me, y'all know I got a couple of ideas I'm kicking around. I gotta get with my dream maker. Dreams are what your heart make. Gotta get with my dream maker, see what he think about this. You said there does need to be an effort for the kids that aren't there yet. So they see us looking for a little, yeah. So they see us look a little bit later on. You see, I had to leave with the EMS and police was there. Okay. So many problems to solve. Why not jump right in? Yeah, jump in the fight game. I mean, I feel you. I feel you. I mean, it can't hurt to try. Like, seriously. It can't hurt to try. The only companies are allowed to increase their prices even more beyond minimum wage. What you mean, Lord Paul? What do you mean? First of all, I feel like minimum wage needs to, if you over the age of 21, minimum wage don't, because I know here where I am in North Carolina, minimum wage is $7.75. And you can't do anything with $7.75. I don't care if you live at home or what. So I mean, I feel like, in high school, that might be okay. But once you hit 21, that ain't gonna get it. What you say? If you show to your clients on time, you will grow. I'm just saying, if you have a product or service, and you know what I'm saying, have thought about if somebody comes to you and says, why should I go with you? What makes what you're doing different from the next person? You got to be able to answer that. Like, for what I want to do, I figured out what would make my service different from what would be my competitors. I ain't gonna tell y'all, but again, I can, if you ask me that, I can answer it. A lot of people can't. Right. Minimum wage should be for teenagers working, but it should be raised for market standards. Well, I mean, it depends on what you're doing. Because I mean, most teenagers are working at the Foot Locker or Burger King or Walmart or something like that. So yeah, I can see that, but I mean, we can't be paying teenagers that's working at McDonald's like they, working in somebody's office. But I mean, I get what you're saying. Trump isn't going to let these companies increase their inflation and keep up with tariffs. Okay. Also get into a market that has a need for, exactly. Everybody want to sell clothes. Everybody, everybody want to, be a so-called social media influencer. Like, ain't nobody trying to do nothing everybody want to sell incense and oil and all that kind of stuff. Like, you give me open up a restaurant, but you don't never want to be open. Like, where I live, seriously, if anybody came to me and said, look, I want to open up a restaurant, but I need something, that's gonna be different from everybody, where I can get it popping. First thing I'm gonna tell them is it need to be 24 hours. Because where I live, if you ain't literally sitting down at the table or in line by 10 o'clock, you're not going to eat. I mean, they kind of hit and miss, but that's what the kids do. I was in North Carolina, and sports betting is a need there, and it's legal. It ain't really, yeah. I mean, that's true, actually, but it really ain't been legal that long. And I tell you, they was fighting for that. They fought for that hard. But yeah, that's the first thing I would tell them is your restaurant needs to be 24 hours. And you need to have a variety of food. Like, you need, since you 24 hours, you're going to have all people from all walks of life coming there. So you need that, your menu needs to reflect that. You won't have, hood rat people that's got $20 to eat. You're going to have upper crust folk that's going to have $300 to eat. You need to have some on your menu that's going to, pretty much fit everybody. So those would be my first two pieces of advice if somebody came and said, I want to open a restaurant in your city. But again, 10 o'clock, it's kind of a wrap. You said that has no substance if the company is American. Walmart is an American company that imports. There's a difference between assembled in America and made in America. Well, I should hope if you make it in America, you assemble it in America. But I mean, hey. Let's say tariffs will create jobs here in America with fair pay. But yeah, well, you know, I mean, hey, we gonna see it. That's the hope. Which is it? That's called a buffet. What do you mean that's called a buffet? Oh Lord, okay. Now you know what, green beans. That's one thing that really does not do well here in Charlotte is a buffet. They really don't do well here. Vote bougie. The restaurant, that the buffets don't really do well here. If you buy goods made in America by American workers and America owns the company, you don't pay tariffs. This is true. You can't put made in America on a product if it's not created and produced in America. Pay attention to labels in the products that you buy. Okay, man says that evaded your point successful. Okay, y'all. Yeah, y'all talk about Walmart. I need to go to Walmart. Also, Walmart, if it were a country, would have the 5th largest economy. They can afford the tariffs. I mean, listen. This is true. I enjoyed Charlotte Bake Up American corporate office. It's beautiful. It is. It is. Child BOA. You ain't be doing a lot. Okay, but hold on, successful. Okay. So, oh wait, hold on, y'all. Here go Derek. Hold on. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. What happened with the girl?
Um,
Hold on, before you get started. Okay, see, okay. Next time you come, John, you can't come here and don't let me know you coming. But go ahead. What you say, Derek? Wait a minute, I think you froze.
I mean, can you
I
see
can
me
hear you.
now?
Yeah, you have froze. What's up?
Um, it's sad how we treat each other. All right, so
What happened?
we pull up in Kroger's, right?
Child, not
And
Kroger.
I'm like, Kroger's. And this girl she getting stomped. She getting stomped. So I pulled out my phone instead of just recording like idiots do. I called 911. And by the time I told 911 what was going on, the fight stopped, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the girl walked away, and I guess she collapsed over on the side of Kroger's.
Mm-hmm.
Then I heard an older guy tell the police what he saw, and then the girl that was with her, she said it was 3 teenagers and 1 adult, and they all jumped out of the car and started stomping on them and everything. And then, as quick as it happened, they jumped in the car and pulled off. So the girl, yeah, she was sitting on the side of Kroger's, like off to the left of the entrance, and she was crying, asking for her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Some of her family pulled up. Man, this ain't over. It ain't over because everybody got that one person in their family that put in work.
Mm-hmm.
And what what was funny but not funny about it, Kroger's videotape their parking lots,
Okay.
especially up here.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened, it's Kroger's, Walmart, the whole parking lot is under surveillance. And there's a police station right in front of Kroger's. So they ain't gonna get far.
Damn,
They
that's a
ain't
lot.
that because that Walmart right there is known for having a high turnaround in theft.
Okay.
So we call it the Hood Mart. So because it's in the middle of the hood, it's the only Walmart in Cincinnati that's in the hood,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole parking lot, is under surveillance. So with the police station being right there, and then Western Hills High School being right there, and Kroger's, whoever was driving that car, they ain't gonna get far. They ain't gonna get far. So the police, I mean, the paramedics showed up. The police, it was more police showed up. They were taking statements, but I couldn't stick around. I told the police what I saw,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave a description of what I saw on 911 to 911. But we had to leave because my daughter watches her nieces
Mm-hmm.
um, at night. So yeah, we had to leave. And it's sad how we do each other. You know, we don't have to worry about nothing else taking us out because we take ourselves out. It's just sad.
Ain't that the truth?
It's just sad, but it's man, I've seen some things in my life, and to see this young girl, I mean, she was getting stomped, and there are police inside Kroger's. That
Mm-hmm.
Kroger's got armed security. So it's police inside Kroger's. Kroger's, they monitor their parking lot. Like I said, it's one huge parking lot. It's Walmart, then a couple other shops, and then there's Kroger's, and then there's the police station. So basically, that whole block is under surveillance. Whoever was driving that car, they ain't gonna get far. Whoever it was, they ain't gonna get far. They gonna pull them videotapes, and it probably be on Crime Stoppers by the end of the day.
Damn, not Crime Stopper.
You'd be surprised, because Cincinnati's small, but not small, and is everybody knows somebody here, and it ain't over. That's what I say. Because the girl, she was calling out for her mom and everything, and either her family or people that knew her was trying to comfort her, and it ain't over. It ain't over. Because this is a teenage girl, and it's just sad. I was just telling my daughter was with me. I had
Mm-hmm.
just picked her up from school, and I was telling her, I said, you
Right.
got to keep your head on the swivel, man. You can't trust nobody out here. Treat people with a long handled spoon. Treat people like they treat you. And even then, a snake is gonna be a snake. So I don't know. It was some ongoing beef between them two, or the three girls and whoever, and then an adult that was driving the car. But it's sad. But about I was listening to Trump
Mm-hmm.
talking about the coal and everything,
Yeah.
and they got, yeah, and the grid. Everybody's trying to move to these electric cars. The grid is not set up for an electric car. It's just not. And I don't think it will ever be set up because too much of our economy depends on fossil fuels. Um, Oil makes gasoline. The byproduct makes Vaseline. The byproduct makes tires.
Mhm.
Um, Too much of our, even asphalt has oil in it. So too much of our economy depends on fossil fuels, unfortunately. Um, the grid would never be set up, for everybody to have an electric car. People think that it will save fuel and economy and everything in the long run, the environment in the long run. Well, if everybody switched to electric cars, that means more fossil fuels are being burnt for to supply the electric grid. And that's why I think it will never work. I think hybrid cars are the way to go. Flex fuel cars are the way to go. I don't think total electric cars will work. Not on the
Okay.
grid the way it's set up now.
Mm.
Again, I'm no scientist or anything like that. I just a guy who observes things. And what was it? 20, 30 years ago, General Motors had the inside track on the electric car. They had electric cars out.
Mhm.
Check out the documentary called Who Killed the Electric Car? GM, from what I understand, GM decided to go to the Hummer because Arnold Schwarzenegger liked the Hummer. So GM produced the Hummer, killed the electric car. Then the Japanese came out with their own version. And here we are 30 years later. Now everybody wants to put out an electric car. And I don't think the grid will be set up for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel bad for that little girl. I feel bad for her. See me with my sunglasses, I look like that dude from like the drummer from the Muppet Show.
Yeah. Child, y'all don't know about the Muppets.
Nah, they don't know. Did you
Y'all know
hear they
the
trying to
Muppets
cancel
good.
Sesame Street? They
Huh?
trying to cancel. Yeah, who's that lady? Marguerite Taylor Greene
Mm-hmm.
and a couple other people were going at PBS.
Because PBS,
Because
okay. Well, I mean, PBS is not the PBS we grew up with. Kermit was the
um
man successful. Kermit was the man for real.
mhm.
Kermit was the man.
You don't go you don't she was like, do you know that everybody on your I heard a question she asked. She said, do you know that paraphrasing, most people on your staffs are registered Democrats? I'm like, what that got to do with Sesame Street?
Well, I mean, it might be why
I don't
Sesame Street
understand
is
that.
it's not Sesame Street we grew up with. Sesame, I wouldn't recommend anybody watch Sesame Street today. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
personally
watched it
would
in a
not
while. I
recommend
don't know.
watching any Sesame Street.
But it's
Have you seen
Sesame
what's going on
Street.
Sesame Street?
No, I haven't watched it since
Yeah, it's not Sesame Street we grew up with. Mm-mm. I would
I
not. No.
haven't watched Sesame Street
Yeah,
in a while.
because
I
first
have
of all,
no
you're gonna see
reason to
Bert and
watch it
Ernie
now.
slobbing each other down. First thing you're gonna see.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. I
They
did
gonna be
hear
slobbing each
they.
other down. Snuffleupagus is gonna be what's wrong with him? I mean he not that's Snuffle is
He's
non-binary.
he's
Grimace,
non-binary now.
huh?
He's non-binary. Snuffleupagus is
Yeah, yeah,
non-binary now.
yeah. Big Bird
Wow.
is uh did they do the Big Bird? Big Bird, yeah, ain't nobody. Let me put it like that.
I'm gonna
Universal
say
done
this.
crumbled. Like it's a whole mess. Don't yeah. Mm-mm.
Some things are best left alone.
I mean, like literally, they had one episode where Bert and Ernie was laying in the bed, like hugged up.
Now I heard about it, but I didn't see it. But
Yeah,
I know they turned them into a
yeah,
couple.
yeah. They
Yeah.
were straight in the bed, hooked up.
Mm.
My spirit ain't gonna allow. And it's not gonna let. No, I can't do it. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Well, let me get up off of here.
See, we too old for Barney, Lord. I personally didn't get to do Barney. Barney, I was.
I
And
didn't,
that's
I
the
didn't
thing.
do
Like, I really
Barney.
didn't watch Sesame Street because honestly, it wasn't nothing I could learn from them.
I like the videos that they showed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
You
9,
tell
10,
me,
11,
my
12.
my my grandmama taught me how to count. My daddy taught me how to read. So I mean, now one thing you did have to read a rainbow. You had to watch that. That just wasn't even
But
optional.
see,
But
but see, back in the
Sesame
day,
Street,
you know,
they couldn't teach me nothing. I already knew all of this. So I ain't even waste my
but,
time.
but you know, back in the day, all the major stars went to Sesame Street and the
They
Muppet
did.
Show.
They did. But
Prince
they still
Luther
could.
got his
I
start
already knew all
on
of that.
Sesame Street.
Now that I
Um,
could, because I mean, I could read in the TV guide and tell you who was gonna be on Sesame Street. This is what I'm saying. They
no,
couldn't teach me nothing.
not the TV Guide and Reader's Digest.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. I could and tell you who was gonna be on there. Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah.
The-
I mean, like,
oh,
yeah, such gonna be on. I might pop over to see what was going, but like reading Rainbow, that was
Reading
mandatory.
Rainbow, the
Yeah,
Electric
you had to
Company.
watch it.
What Morgan Freeman was on the Electric Company. He played Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was on there. Who else? The Great Space Coasters, Electric Company. Um, things. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I give me the old school Sesame Street.
Yes,
I'd rather watch that.
Old Sesame Street is fine. Yeah, yeah. Compared to what's going on
The
now,
old
yeah.
school,
Don't let them
the
kids watch
old
that.
school Muppet
Reading
Show.
Rainbow, yeah, was everything.
And Magic School Bus.
I ain't really watched that one. Schoolhouse
I
Rock. I
watched
did.
that
I
one.
did watch Schoolhouse Rock.
You know,
You
Schoolhouse
remember
Rock is
ABC after school specials?
yes, yeah.
You remember them?
Um,
Real.
what was it? Don't how the song go? Don't drown your food. The wagon wheel would turn the cheese and crackers into a wagon wheel.
Uh-huh.
You got some beef in your teeth. You got some chicken too. Oh, that's a cavity. Hey, that's new. And if you don't brush your teeth, I'll get you too. You be a yuck mouth. Remember that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that was. I'm a little bit older
So
than
wait a
you.
minute, they was hold on. So y'all was watching Reading Rainbow and Magic School Bus and all that, and they was talking about brushing your teeth and not getting cavities, and then y'all
Yeah,
mamas went out to the
yeah,
dentist. Dang.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they had little cartoons in between cartoons like they doing push-ups in
Yeah.
Peoria, they jogging in LA,
Mm.
exercising your teeth. Yep, they talk about eating foods that were healthy for your teeth.
Okay.
Um they talked about, of course, you know, the Schoolhouse Rock, I'm just a bill, just a,
Mm.
and then you had Conjunction Junction.
Yep.
What's your function? But see, my favorite was Verb. That was Verb. That's what's happening. I could tell you, like, go get it. And let's see, what else did they have? Of course, you had Uncle Al. You had Captain Kangaroo. It was kids TV back in the day was kids TV.
Mm-hmm. What
It
successful
was
say? Did
not
you watch Mr. Rogers in between Sesame Street episodes?
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. The show with the lady, they had the lamb hand puppet. She had her
Yeah.
own show. I forget the name of that show. I watched that. Uh, See, because back in the day, we only had like 5 channels. Let's see. We had 9, 12, 5, 19, 48, and there was no 60 channel 64. Well, here in Cincinnati, there was no channel 64, so all we had was 9, 5, 12. Then 19 came later, channel 19 W, Fox. It was now they're Fox, and then but we always had PBS and Sesame Street. We always had that.
That's right.
So,
Lamb chops, play along. That's what it
Lamb
was.
chops. That's what it was. And Romper Room. Let's see. There was Romper Room. There was the Great Space Coasters. What else was it? It was fun when you was a kid. You got to watch Sesame Street, and the Muppets were on prime time. Remember the Muppet Show on prime time?
Yeah.
I think it came on Channel 5 at 8 o'clock or something like that.
Not the Bozo Show. Okay.
Those were the days. Those were the days. Times has changed and all this woke stuff and you know it's not. Sesame Street should be Sesame Street. It should be a learning channel. How to count.
Sesame Street is Sex in the City meets Scandal meets How Did I Get Away with Murder.
Wow. I saw one episode
together and just put all the Sesame Street characters in there.
I saw one episode. Now this what woke my eyes up, opened my eyes up about Sesame Street. Remember the TV show HBO called True Blood? They did if you ever saw True Blood, it's a very adult show, very adult. I mean, adult. And they did an episode on Sesame Street called True Blood, but they renamed it True Mud. And I was thinking to myself, what do kids know about True Blood? And why are their parents? I wouldn't let my daughter watch Game of Thrones. I wouldn't let her watch what's that show that was real popular? The Walking Dead. I wouldn't let her watch it. Like, no, you can't watch. I will watch Game of Thrones, and then she will be walking through. I would change the channel because that's too adult. And I think that's the problem, especially among our people. And when I mean black people, we turn kids' parties into adult parties. And too many kids are in adult situations. Man, I am so dark.
What do you say? I think we need to defund or change leadership at PBS. I would agree.
Yeah, from what I hear now, you telling it, I wouldn't let my daughter's nieces watch Sesame Street.
Do not.
I know I had a situation. Let me open up this blind real quick. I had a situation with at my daughter's school, the school that she used to go to. She doesn't go to that school anymore. Why did they hand out pride shirts? Girl, when my daughter gave me that shirt, I said, where did you get this from? She said, well, they handed it out in school. I said, they did what?
No.
They did what? Man, I called that principal and I let him have it. Why are you giving out pride shirts? I don't understand that. But see, again, it's all about money. It's all about money. And I'm so glad we pulled her out of that school because she was having problems after problems in that school. So we pulled her out, and she goes to, unfortunately, she goes to Taft, which is downtown Cincinnati, and ninjas be ninja.
That's
That's
the truth.
all I
Hey,
can say.
Danny.
But let me go because I made a pot of chili and it's been simmering.
Oh,
The
snap.
seasons.
Is it on the stove or is it in the crock pot?
Oh no, it's on the stove.
See,
It's
that's
on
what
the
I'm talking
stove.
about. That's what I'm
I,
talking about.
I only
Is
put
it
my
cold? What's the
beans
temperature?
in my crock pot. When I do my beans, I cut up some onions. I got some smoked turkey. I used to use the turkey tails. Now I use the smoked turkey wings.
Mm-hmm.
And my secret is better than bouillon. I don't put
Okay.
I put some liquid smoke in it, some better than bouillon, some pepper. Yeah, I'm good to go with that. But with my chili, I take my onions, I cut them up, then I get my green peppers and I cut them up, and then I saute them, and then I add some garlic, saute that a little more. Then I build on my chili. I put the meat in, and
Mm-hmm.
it depends if I'm using
What
beef,
kind of meat do you use?
turkey.
Ground turkey?
hmm
Okay.
I brought the wrong one. I brought like 98% lean, which it's okay. I like the turkey that has the fat
Need a
in
little
it.
grease.
Yeah. So I made that. I used 2 different cans of chili beans.
Mm-hmm.
I use diced tomatoes. Diced tomatoes are made for chili, and I use my secret is Brooks chili seasoning.
Okay. What's
That's
different about that?
It's a different taste. It's more to me. It's more smoky. I like that
Okay.
hickory smoky flavor. And the thing about your chili, you gotta let it simmer. You don't
Mm-hmm.
Once you got your meat and everything in it, you just let it simmer and let the seasonings condense or concentrate,
Okay.
and you you can let it sit and come back the next day. It'd be better. Oh man,
Okay. So it ages with time. Okay.
yeah, because it was cold here yesterday. This morning it got
Mm-hmm.
down to it was 40 degrees yesterday, and it got down to 25 this morning.
Mm.
So I just decided to make a pot of chili. Her mom cooked chicken wings the day before. Unfortunately, I can't stand fried chicken wings.
Why?
Mm. I'm trying to lose weight, trying to get my GQ on.
Okay.
My GQ man. I'm tired of the dad bod. I have a dad bod.
Okay.
Well, I have a 16-year-old daughter, but I have a dad bod. But you know the situation. We ain't gonna air it out here.
Yeah.
But listen, you keep up the good work. I'll be dropping in your DMs some sexy photos of me, but don't tell nobody.
Okay. I keep that between us.
I'll be standing there like this, like that. That
Okay. Oh,
pose.
you gonna pose? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pose. I'm gonna pose. I'm gonna show you my tattoos. Show you my tattoos.
Okay.
You ain't know I had like 30 tattoos because I keep them covered.
No, I did not know that, sir.
Yeah, I got starting at I was working on a sleeve. See, here's the story. I was working on a sleeve on both arms, and the guy who was doing my sleeve ended up having
Mhm.
an aneurysm and he died. So
Oh
I
no.
just never finished them. So they start like right at the elbow and it goes up my arms, across my chest, and down my other arm.
Okay.
And I got three on my right forearm and one on my left forearm. but
Okay.
because I keep them covered, like I told Theo, he was like, I can't believe you got tattoos. I'm like, yeah, I do. That was another life. Another life. But
Okay.
you keep up the good work. Did you catch our live Sunday night?
I did. Yeah, I was in and out.
I was cooking. I was
You
cooking.
yeah, you was over there giving them the business.
She won though. She won.
I mean,
Well, she was tough. I ain't gonna lie. She was tough.
mm-hmm.
But of course, I did my homework and
You were an admiral opponent.
I tried to be. Thank you. But she was tough. She was tough. I look forward to it. That's doing that is such a joy because it's positive.
Mm-hmm.
In a world of negativity, when you find something positive and you laugh and you have a good time, and then the time seems to be flying by, it feels good. It does. But let me get to my chili. I get some crackers. I
Okay.
got some smoked cheddar cheese. Oh, it's gonna taste so good.
So sour cream, some salsa.
I thought about that. I did. I thought about that. I thought about. I ain't never, for some reason,
And
sour
cornbread.
cream and Mexican food go good together. I don't know why. And my daughter, she made some
Cornbread.
cornbread, so I don't like cornbread and chili.
Really?
Mm. Give me crackers and cheese and some hot sauce, and I'm good.
Okay.
But from what I learned, a lot of people like cornbread and chili.
Yes. I know
Mm.
Successful Child. He
Mm.
about to go stuff his face, but I can't be mad. He going to stuff his face. I'm going to feed my sourdough starter and go for my walk.
How far you walking to today?
I'm probably do my usual 3.
You're gonna do
And I
3 miles in three
I did
minutes?
5.5, so that would give me about 4.5 for the day.
Are you carrying protected?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. All right,
Yeah,
let me go.
my next door neighbor, he went with me this morning. I had for real protection.
All right, that's good. That's good
Now
because
he done met some chick. He trying to get in shape for the chick.
what is it about that?
I don't know. Because
Well,
when it
that's
was
funny.
cold, he was like, "Yeah, he had big, yeah, I'ma start walking with you." Then the other day, I see him. You know what I'm saying? He outside. You know what I'm saying? Leaned over in the car talking, and he was like, when I came around, I could see it was a female. Now I saw this. Yeah, I'm gonna come walk with you. Okay.
Hey, you're an inspiration. You're an inspiration. That you know. I already told you what we already discussed that.
Mm-hmm. It's hella successful because right now I'm already at 39. So yeah, you might be right.
39 what?
100 steps.
Oh wow. You count your steps?
It's on my watch.
Oh, okay.
And my I have an aura ring as well.
What's your goal?
It's right now it's at 10.
Hmm. Well, you be careful, stay hydrated, and um I was gonna say eat a banana because I know potassium gives you energy too.
Mm-hmm.
But you've been doing all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably will have a protein shake when I get back.
My daughter, she makes them shakes, blueberry, and yogurt. They good. They good. I should have brought
Mm.
some yogurt, but I forgot.
Man, I found this is at Walmart. Y'all be at the Walmart. This pineapple upside down Greek yogurt. The 0 sugar. By itself, it's nasty as hell. I ain't gonna lie, it's nasty. But I put it in the protein shake. So by the time I put the protein powder in there, you know what I'm saying, and the almond milk and just a little bit of coconut milk to give it some body, it was good. I was like, yeah, it's much better in the shake than it was by itself. Listen, it was fire.
You ever tried chia seeds?
Yeah, I got chia seeds.
Yeah, I got some too. I don't.
Chia seeds, flax seeds.
I got some sea moss, which I want to make into some sea moss gel. I got everything to do it. I just haven't done it.
Make sure you soak it and wash it real to get all that salt off.
Yeah, that's what I read about it. I got a cousin. She's in the health food, and she says she eats the sea moss dry. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, I mean, if you soak it, yeah, it kind of turns into like eating like gummies. Once you soak it.
But she doesn't soak it. She don't soak it. She said she eat it.
You got to get all that salt off of there. Speaking of that, so yeah, now I got the yellow culture because he was supposed to bring me some sea moss from St. Lucia.
Man, culture full of it. He's not coming down past the 275 loop.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Ask him. Next time you talk to him, ask him, would he ever come down past the 275 loop? He'll tell you no.
Wait a minute, Successful, did you say you ride 20 miles? Give on a bike or exercise bike in the house? Okay. Listen, I know I need to get my bike. Once the weather get consistent.
All right, that house is about to get loud.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later, Miss and
Okay. Well, thanks for coming up and keeping us informed.
Yes, I hope that
master. Y'all have fun with that. So my legs get to burning, child. Yeah, and I'll be done. I'm gonna get there. I get about 10 minutes. I can't get no money.
I'll holler at you later. Enjoy your walk. Are you going back live later?
That's the plan. My head not hurting for the first time in 3 days.
You check your blood sugar.
Yeah, it was a migraine. So
okay. All right. Yeah, well,
I'll
holler at you later.
They feel different.
Okay.
Because we had these substantial drops in temperature. It's 20 degrees cooler today than it was yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, it's in Cincinnati it was 25 to start the day. Parts of downtown are flooding. It's crazy here.
Yeah, we hit 80. We hit 84 Friday, 86 Saturday, 88 Sunday, and yesterday was 81. Now it's 62.
I'm jealous. I'm so jealous of you.
And the wind is off the hook.
Yeah, for about a week and a half straight, it rained every day.
Now, see, it rained yesterday. It started raining Sunday afternoon, and it stopped raining at like 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, it just kept raining all day. And downtown flooded up until where the Bengals Stadium is. It flooded up there. Parts of Kentucky is flooded along the river. It's not the first time the river's flooded here, but when you see it, is how high the water is. it's scary to me because you know once the river breaks its banks, it's liable to go anywhere. There are boats on the river, like them river boats, you know, that people go eat on. You can't access them because the ramp is underwater. There's a place here called Serpentine Wall. Most of that is underwater. It's down where the Underground Railroad is. No, the Underground, the Freedom Center. That's what it's called. It's flooded around there. That's the entertainment district on the river. It's water's high over that way too. So yeah, it's always something. But let me go. I was heating up my chili, and I hear the house is starting to get busy, so I don't want, you know, background noise and everything. So I'll talk to you later.
All right. Well, enjoy your chili. Talk to you later.
All right.
All right. All right, people. And with that, we have reached the 2-hour mark. This is the second live stream of the day. We have gotten plenty of information in regards to these tariffs, the executive orders, energy production, potential revenue for the U.S. Anything else pops off, you guys know I will let you know what is going on. Looks like there was actually another hearing earlier today, something with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Doge. So we might take a look at that tomorrow. So definitely make sure you have your notifications on. And the plan is to be back later on tonight for Tommy Tuesdays. Hopefully my head will cooperate. But again, thank you guys for coming. Hit the like button if you have not. And be safe. I will see y'all later.